Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Today I'm going to be doing a workflow little mini call session. I've got 4 FSBOs queued up. I've already got my data sheets filled out for each one of them. I'm going to pull these things up on Zillow. Now, I'm not going to do a screen share because I don't want their personal information, phone numbers, stuff like that going out on YouTube. But I will pull up a photo of the house so you guys can see it. You'll hear the initial call with this FSBO, with these FSBOs, each one in order. And we'll see if we can set some appointments and get some good positive stuff going here. So let me queue up the first one. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. I have a lot of fun making them. That is for sure. All right, so here we're going to screen share. I want you guys to see the house that I'm looking at. So this is the house that I'm looking at. It's here in North Carolina. It is listed for $250,000. And I'm going to be shooting them a call. This is the only photo of the house. One photo in the listing, and this is it. So we're going to shoot them a call and see if we can have a FSBO conversation with this prospect and see what they have to say about their property. Now, this thing has been on Zillow for 6 days, and it is a local number, so that's good. Anything else? I'm looking through the description. Great location. There's a fire pit out back. Vaulted ceilings. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,385 square feet. This one won't last long. I agree. It probably won't last long. However, if you don't have any photos of it up there, then people don't know what they're looking at, what they're calling on. I'm a big fan on good photos on a property. But let's see. And yes, I hand dial. I don't worry with the dollar. I'm looking for quality over quantity. That is my primary concern here.
Please leave your message for 2522074.
Okay, that immediately went to voicemail. So I'm thinking maybe they're on the phone. While I'm giving that just a moment, I'm going to go to the tax records. 1025. You know what? I got an easier way. I don't have to go to the tax records. Let me just so my yeah, let me look this up in a skip trace. So I'll look this up that way. And we'll get a name, because so here's something that I do, right? That was the initial phone call. It didn't answer, immediately went to voicemail. I'm not leaving a voicemail message. I'm going to send them their first name and a question mark in a text. And then we're going to see if they respond back. Okay, first name Daniel. So recents. Here. Daniel. All right. Now let's take a quick look on the skip trace and see if this is their current address. So it doesn't look like this is a rental based on what I'm looking at here. It looks like it's their current address. They don't have another address listed in this skip trace service. So I'm confused as to why we don't have more photos. And that'll be something that we maybe talk about a little bit when I do finally get a call in with Daniel here. Now, something else that I'm going to do. Now that I have sent him a text message, you never know, he may call me back. Well, I want to know who it is that I'm talking to when they call back. So I'm going to lock his phone number into my phone as a contact. And on the name line, I'm going to put Daniel. FSBO, and then the street name. Okay. So now, if Daniel does call me back, right, and I don't reach back out to him, let's say he calls me back, I'll look down at the name coming in on my phone, the incoming call, and I'll see Daniel FSBO in the street name. So I'll say, hey, Daniel, how you doing today? And he'll say, doing fine. Awesome. Hey, my name's Shane. I'm a local real estate agent. And I saw you had a property for sale on, XYZ Street. Is that right? Like for sale by owner? And we'll see how it goes. So that was now on my data sheet. Now I have a name to add to this, right? Because I didn't have a name before. So now I'm going to put Daniel. And then I'm going to put the date of the initial call, which is 9/21. Now, if Daniel does not respond to that first phone call or that text message with his first name and a question mark, I'll reach back out to him. So it's 1:20 now. I'll reach back out to him about 5 o'clock this evening. And if he does not answer the phone at 5 o'clock this evening on my second call to him, then I'll say, hey, Daniel, this is Shane. I was calling about your property over there in Elizabeth City. Could you give me a call at, and I'll leave my phone number, right? But on the initial call, I'm really wanting to have a conversation with him. So sending him over first name question mark, it's not something a lot of telemarketers are doing, right? He's not seeing that from the bill collectors, from the people trying to sell insurance, from whatever, because they're just chewing through as many phone numbers as they can in an hour, right? They're in a triple line dollar or more and just blowing through them. So we'll see, but we're going to move on to the next one. Let me pull it up here so I can show you guys a photo of it. Also be confirming that it is still on here. But this is kind of my workflow. I'm not in a huge hurry. I'm just kind of poking along. All right, so this particular house, brick rancher, 2-car garage, listed for $300,000. It's 3-bedroom, 3-bath. 1,977 square feet, so bumping right up there to the 2,000 square foot mark. It's 38 days on Zillow. And again, looks like a local number. Let me pull this photo up. And you can see one of my things with for sale by owners, one of the reasons they're not selling so fast is because the photos just aren't that great. Right? You can see this photo. This is the main thumbnail photo. And number one, the house is running downhill, right? It's not level. Number two, part of the house is cut off over here. Now, I know it's not a big part because you can see this ridge ends right here on the left and then starts coming down for your rake board, starts coming down. So they only cut off a little corner of the house, but why not take one extra step back and get the whole house in the frame and then make sure it's straight, right? But this is a very sellable house. And it's been on a while. I should have called this one weeks ago. So we'll see how this call goes. Stop that. All right. Here we go. Love when the phone is ringing.
Hey, I'm either at work or my phone's dead. Just leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can.
All right. So she's either at work or her phone is dead. Problem is she's not answering the phone. And what if I was a buyer looking to buy this house? Um, One time not answering the phone could turn me off and have me moving on to the next one. Let's see. Phone number. Okay, it appears this might be a rental. Doesn't look like she resides in this house any longer. So let's see here. We'll go to recents. Sheila. So we're going to send over her first name and a question mark. All right, now we're going to lock her in as a contact. Sheila FSBO. All right, we've got her saved. Now we're going to add a name to the data sheet because now we know who resides there. We're going to make the initial call date, and we move on to the next one. All right, so let's see here. Let's get rid of that. Let's get the next one queued up so that you guys can kind of see what this house looks like. This is a nice house, 440,000. It's 4 bedroom, 4 bath, 2,700 square feet. It has been on Zillow for 44 days. Again, shame on me, right? For letting this house sit out here this long and me just now getting in touch. Located on 1.85 acres of land. It's got a pool. Look at that, an in-ground pool, concrete, metal roof. What a fantastic house. All right, so let me cue this up so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. All right. Boom. So there it is, 4 bedroom, 4 bath, $440,000. It's got an attached garage. It also has a detached garage, 2-car garage. So Sheila sent me, but here's the power in sending that text message over. Sheila sent me a yes question mark. So she didn't answer her phone. Maybe she's at work and she doesn't have the ability to answer her phone. But let's go back to Sheila's house, get it pulled up here so that I can call her and see. All right. Go. All right. I'm calling about you talk. All right. So we got her to engage. Let's see if we can get her on the phone because I want to have a conversation with people. I don't want a text message back and forth. Come on, Sheila. Let's go. So what I sent her is I'm calling about Dan and Mary Street. Can you talk? Come on, let's go. I want to get somebody on the phone. At this point, I expect I may just get a call from her, but we'll see. You answered. Come on, let's go. Okay, well, I think we're going to change gears again. While we're waiting for Sheila to respond back to my question, if she can talk in a meeting. Okay, so she said in a meeting. Got it. When is a good time? We'll let Sheila set the appointment. She's in a meeting. So got it. When is a good time? This stuff is so easy. It really is. Chances are we're not getting a conversation with Sheila right now. So while I'm waiting for her to respond when a good time is, I will switch gears here and we're going to go back to the other house that was 440,000 with the in-ground pool. I didn't get a chance to show you guys that one, I don't think. If I did, I apologize. I'm gonna flash it up on the screen again, just to refresh your memories. All right, so just as a reminder, this is 440,000, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,700 square feet on just under 2 acres with an in-ground pool. So this is, here we go, there we go. This is the home so that you guys can see what I'm calling on. Share, boom, there it is. Nice house. It's got a 2-car detached garage. It's got a 2-car attached garage. It's got a metal roof. It's sitting on 2 acres. It's not a tree on the place. Some people like that. I would prefer there were more trees and stuff, but this is a super nice house, and I don't think it's priced all that bad. It's just not getting the exposure that it should get. It also has very nice photos, right? Where most of these, I'm complaining that the photos are no good. These photos aren't bad on this one. So let's stop the share. Let me get rid of that. And I'm going to scroll through. They're obviously not professional photos, right? Because the lighting isn't great. The way that they set the camera up isn't great. Your verticals and your horizontals aren't necessarily where they need to be, but they took a lot of photos and they showcased the house pretty well. It's not a bad job. I've seen way worse. So let's shoot them a call and see. Now, the kiss of death is if Sheila or Daniel call me while I'm on the phone with the next person. So I try to give a little bit of time there just in case she steps out of the meeting to make this call. She wants to sell her house, right? But she has to work. And so there's that balance that they have to do. It's been on the market 38 days. Hers, yeah, 38 days. And this one that we're calling on now has been on the market over 40. And so, maybe they're reaching that point where it's time to hand it off to someone. We'll see though. All right.
Hello, Josh. Is not available. Please leave your message after the tone.
All right. So this, here we are. Here we are again. I've called 3 FSBOs. All of these people would love to sell their house. However, they don't answer their phone. So now I know this one is Josh based on the voicemail. So I can send him a text message. There we go. Josh, question mark. All right, so now Sheila has responded back to me. May I ask if you're an individual or an investor, and then can reach out when I'm done if that works. Good. I am looking. Josh. So now I'm in texting battles with everybody. Josh replied, yes. He didn't answer his phone. He wants to sell his house for 440,000, right? He can't answer, but he can text apparently. So, love it. All right, so I'm sending Josh a text. Was calling about Oak Ridge. Do you have a minute to talk? All right. It's calling about Oak Ridge. Do you have a minute to talk? So now we know that one's Josh. Let's lock him in here. Create contact. Josh. FSBO. Save. Okay, so Josh responded. I don't now. When is a good time? All right. Okay. So I sent Sheila She said, may I ask if you're an individual or an investor and can reach out when I'm done if that works, question mark. And I said, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not an investor. I am a realtor. I'd rather not say that via text. I'd rather have a conversation with them and let them, meet me over the phone before saying I'm a real estate agent, but it doesn't matter. Josh sent me back. I'm working a shutdown. Can I call this number? Absolutely. All right. So now I have engaged in two of the three that I've reached out to, right? I haven't had a conversation yet. I haven't set an appointment. I haven't any of those things, but I've made 3 calls. I've used that little text message trick where you send first name and a question mark, and 2 of the 3 have already responded back just during the time of this call here. Sheila is going to call me when she gets out of her meeting, and Josh is working a shutdown, so he's going to call my number, I guess, when the shutdown is over, right? That's okay. It is what it is. So I have one more queued up that we can make a call to. Let's see how this one goes. I'd love to have a conversation happen rather than get into this back and forth. Let's see here. This is a cute little starter home. It's listed for $220. It's all brick. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet. Built in 1983. It's in a waterfront community. It's not waterfront, but it is in a neighborhood that has access to the water. And it's only been on Zillow for 2 days. So this is a much fresher one. Now, what I found is when you're calling the older ones, sometimes it's harder to get them on the phone. You have to go through more steps to make that happen. On the fresher ones, like this one's 2 days on Zillow, it's much easier to get them on the phone. They're excited to show off their ability to sell. So let's see here. Let's do a share screen. I want you guys to see what I'm looking at. Now, here's something to remember though. You see this date down here? These are the listing photos from where this thing was sold back in 2019. We are now in 2023, which means this could look drastically different today than it looked way back in 2019. So we're going to have that discussion if they're going to have some up-to-date photos, that kind of thing, moving forward. And we'll just see. This house is pretty close to me. It's maybe 10, 15 minutes away. So let's have this conversation and see if I can set an appointment with you guys on here in tow. This is also something to remember. The phone number is a Virginia number. Now, to remind you, I'm in North Carolina. I'm not far from the Virginia line, maybe an hour. But if it's a Virginia number, there's a possibility this is just a rental house and they live in Virginia. So we will see.
Call is forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 0425
Come on now.
0180 is not available.
Okay. We're going to continue on. Let's go to the skip trace service. Let's figure out whose name belongs to that number so that I can send who do we think? All right. I'm thinking Stephanie. Recents, let's send a text message. Come on. All right, so Stephanie, question mark. This one's only 2 days, 2 days on Zillow, and we're already not answering the phone. Again, that's the penalty of trying to do this and go to a regular job and deal with, life and not having a professional do it. There are probably huge swaths of time where they're just not available to the phone. And so what are you going to do? Stephanie. Let's see here. FSBO. Hope Drive. All right, so let's see. Let's see if Stephanie reaches back out. So far we've reached out to 4 FSBOs, and 2 of them we have gotten in conversations with via text. And we are working towards having voice-to-voice conversations with them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up Zillow now, and I'm going to kind of take a look. Let me do this. Let's do a screen share. I'm going to show you guys how I find my for sale by owners. All right, we don't want to do that. Let's go back here. All right, so let's go Zillow. We want so we're going to start this where you guys would start. All right. Let's back up. So Stephanie has responded. Yes, who is this? I was calling about your home on Hope Drive. Are you available to talk? Just in case she does call me, I'm going to have it up on the screen so I can be looking at it. All right, Stephanie, come on. So she said, I'm actually in my garden. Are you free later today? Is this a realtor? I am free later today. And yes, my name is Shane. All right, so she is in her garden. She's unavailable to talk right now. So because she is in her garden, she's not going to take a call about her house that she has listed for sale. Is it a lack of any real desire to sell it? She says, okay, I will let you know when I'm free. Sounds good. All right, so back to what we were just getting ready to do. Let me do a screen share. I want to show you guys, when I first started going after FSBOs really hard, I wanted to hit, I really wanted to get some momentum in the industry. So I set my range out an hour and a half from my home location. And I said, you know what? That's a long way to go for appointments and stuff, but it's not like you're chasing buyers around. You see what I'm saying? You are going for listings, which you can leverage your time with listings. So this is going to be the screen that comes up when you guys first pull up Zillow on your computer. So I put in the zip code that I'm looking at. Pretty easy for me to pull up this city. It's the closest major city to where I am. And then I open up the map a little bit so that I can set my range. Now, I actually live, let me get this set where I want it. There we go. I actually live right here in the Chowan River, not far before it makes it out to the Albemarle Sound. So Elizabeth City, I work that pretty heavily, and I work Hertford, and I work Edenton, and I work anywhere on this map. I've got a listing right now over here in Murfreesboro. I just sold one in Rich Square. I've sold several down in Plymouth and Roper. I had 3 that I sold. Another one named Eric from same company. Okay, so now we can hit remove boundary here because we want to open up the possibilities on this entire map, right? But now this is all the agent listings. This is how Zillow is not doing for sale by owner people any favors, because it used to be you had agent listings and then for sale by owner and other listings, right? A tab. You had 2 tabs here. Agent listings always came up first, but if you didn't see what you liked, you could just hit the other tab and that would take you down to the other ones. That's no longer here. So now you have to go to more. That's where they moved these tabs. Then you have to hit by owner and other. And then you get rid of agent listed, new construction, foreclosure, auctions. I'm not interested in any of those. And then coming soon, I get rid of all of that. And you hit apply. So now this is what's going to be the newest. So I set my sort to newest, and these are the newest ones. So this one just went on yesterday, and I had not actually seen this one before. So let me grab, and look, here we are again. I know that the framers that built this house owned a level. I know they did. Like I used to build houses. I know that house is level and square. However, in this photo, it looks like it's running downhill. It just subliminally sets a bad tone right off the bat. 3-bedroom, 2 bath. All right, so let me stop the share because we are going to place a call. Let's see what we got here. Sorry, wrong person. I'm forwarding your info on to the name the mortgage is in. She put the house in her name, but we pay the mortgage, utilities, repairs, and everything else. I'm sure you would have to talk to her. Her name is Amy. Amy. Okay, so that's kind of strange. Stephanie posted it. Stephanie said, sorry, wrong person. I'm forwarding your info onto the name the mortgage is in. She put the house in her name, but we pay the mortgage, utilities, repairs, and everything else. I'm sure you would have to talk to her. Her name is Amy. Huh. Okay, so now this is getting interesting. So they're selling that little house. Amy. So let's backtrack here. Let's see if we can skip trace Amy. And if we can, we will reach out and see if we can get some clarity to what this situation is. So just going strictly, here we go. Okay, so I have found Amy. All right, so let's see. Amy and I are exactly the same age.
Hello,
Good afternoon. Is this Miss Haney?
it is.
My name is Shane. I'm a local real estate agent over here in Hertford, and I got your information from Stephanie. She said you're involved in this 102 Hope Drive in Hertford that you're doing like for sale by owner with. Is that right?
Yes, I actually bought the property. Stephanie and her husband are renting it from me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Now, are you selling that property or what's going on with that? Because it's on Zillow.
Yeah, what happened was,
You know, those are the best stories. The stories that start with what had happened was are the best stories in the world.
yeah, well, Stephanie and Michael are the two of my best friends for 20 years.
Nice.
They've had some really rough stuff happen to them over the years that I've known them, and they've been, especially since the pandemic, they've been struggling.
Yes, ma'am.
And the place they were living a couple years ago, up in Richmond, the owner that was renting from them gave them 2 months notice that he was selling the property. And,
Oh,
and so they needed somewhere to go.
yeah.
They stayed with me for a while, but my house isn't big enough to accommodate, 2 more grown adults, 3 kids and a dog for so long.
Right, right.
We did it for a year, but after a year, I'm like, okay, we got to do something. And so she found a house that she thought would work for them, and because they just weren't in the financial position to purchase it, I did.
Gotcha.
And they're just paying the mortgage.
I gotcha.
I'm not making any profit off of it, but the idea was they would stay there long enough, do a little work to improve it, wait a couple of years, turn around and sell it, and then use whatever profit from that to put down on a home for themselves.
Gotcha.
I have VA, so I don't need a down payment, but
right.
them not having that, they would need to put something down.
Okay.
So that was the plan. But the problem is where they are turned out to be a bad neighborhood for their children.
Gotcha.
If it weren't for that, they would be happy there because it's a cute little house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful neighborhood. It's a block from the water.
Right.
And, but her oldest child is being bullied so badly. The school system is no good, and they want out of there like yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
It's been there for a year, and it has just gotten worse.
Right.
So this they need to get out of there for the sake of their kids.
Yeah.
The younger kids aren't suffering to the degree that their oldest kid is, but the oldest kid, it has been a nonstop nightmare for them almost, they've been there. What month are we in? So
We're
it's
in,
been,
yeah.
it's been over a year. It's been May, I think was May of last year was when they moved in.
Wow.
So here, they've toughed it out, hoping things would get better, and they just have not.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
So we need to get them out of there because their kids are not doing well.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. All right. Well, let me ask you this. Are you open to working with the buyer's agent if the offer makes sense?
As long as we come out of this not owing,
Right.
then, a little bit of profit would be nice because property values, are still going up.
They are?
And they aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. They are still going up. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had started, renovating the bathroom, the full bath.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they could just get that bathroom finished and, do a couple more little cosmetic things just to help, make it look nicer. Yeah, we want them. The only thing that makes this difficult is when that place sells, then they have to have somewhere to go.
Right, right. Now, have they started looking yet?
We've been looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I found something that I thought was a good opportunity, fixer upper wise.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, she really, again, what the plan was is, sell, use the profit for them to get something else. But if we get something that they really, really, really love, then down the line when they can afford to, they'll just buy it from me.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense.
Ideally, I'd like to find them the house that they would want to stay in, period.
Now, what area are they looking in? Do you have any idea? Is it kind of local, just not in the school district, or are they moving away?
They want to come back to Chesapeake.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah, we want Grassfield or Hickory area, and ideally she wants somewhere that's just far enough out that she's allowed to have her chickens.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I know when they were staying with me, she kept chickens, but you're only allowed to have 6 and no roosters.
Uh-huh.
And she wants to be able to do a little more than that.
Gotcha.
So she needs to be just far enough out that 6 chicken rule doesn't apply.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. Well, let me ask you this. Now I know you said the offer is going to have to make sense where you guys aren't losing money. What is your like breaking point on that?
Well, I mean, if we broke even and just walked away.
I got you.
But the fact is we had to take out a small loan to do the closing costs at the end of the deal for this house. So we still have that loan to pay.
Gotcha.
Which right now we only owe we're at about just shy of $7,000 on that.
Okay.
So we were hoping we could, get out of it and not have any strings attached from the purchase of that property.
Gotcha. I'm pulling you up now in my system so I can see. Hope Drive. Let's see. How's your day going so far? Isn't it beautiful outside?
Well, I'm an X-ray tech, so I have no access to windows. I never know what the weather is until I go home.
My goodness.
But I love where I work, so it has been a good day.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Let's go down to the history. Okay, all right. So it looks like you guys bought it for 180 back in 22. That's kind of where you set that 220. Was that number just based on what you bought it at, or did you have a few comps and stuff that gave you an idea for that price?
You're talking about the sale price of 220?
Yes.
I think that's something. I think when Stephanie was just playing around on Zillow,
Uh-huh.
that when she put in, the the square footage, what the house has, where the property is located. That's the number that Zillow coughed up.
Gotcha. Okay. All
I mean,
right.
I'd love to get 220, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll do is I'll pull a few. So when I'm pricing a home, what I care about more than anything else out there in the world is what the other actives are in the area that are an apples to apples comparison. So houses that are the same size, roughly the same square footage, brick, just like this one's brick, preferably in the same neighborhood or geographically really close to it. And then what I want to do is make sure that your house is the logical choice out of what's available in the market, because that's what the buyers are looking at.
Right.
And it's a foot race to see who's the first one to a closing table. So that's kind of part of what I do. So I'll dig into that a little bit and kind of see how the price point is working for you guys. Let me do this. I want to send you over my resume so you can meet me on paper. What's a good email for you?
At Yahoo.
At Yahoo. Okay. All right. And then if, let's say hypothetically, it doesn't sell in the next 30 or 45 days, are you going to look at other options maybe to get it sold, or maybe interview an agent or something?
Well, right now we hadn't made any concrete steps to do anything.
Yeah.
We just know what month are we in?
September.
Okay,
Yep.
Yeah, we just know that if her oldest boy can get through the rest of the school year without a nervous breakdown,
right,
which is a big if, because it was bad. It's been bad.
Yeah.
But ideally I want them out like yesterday.
I got you.
But, I mean, the sooner the better. But we a month or two, it's we're willing to give it that amount of time to give you a chance to do your magic.
Right. Well, I tell you, part of the magic that I do, so I'm a listing specialist. I've got 16 listings right now. And to the point of this one, I've got one that I picked up yesterday. It had been for sale by owner for 3 months. And they finally just got fed up with the process and threw their hands up and said, hey, can you come list this for us? And it's over in Tyner, which is not far. Like, it's in Perquimans County, just like this house is. And they had it listed at 200,000, which is highly similar to the price point you were at. And so I put it on the market yesterday, and I got it under contract today.
Oh my goodness.
So a lot of times the power in this is not necessarily in me bringing a buyer for this, because the buyers are out there looking at Zillow and they are finding their own houses to go look at. But the power in what I do is, like, every one of my listings has drone photos. I do professional photography, and then I push it out to the agents in my area and do a blitz. Then, since I'm with eXp Realty, which is global, I send it to New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, all of the New England states, because I'm getting a lot of people that are moving from those states down here, and they don't know where they want to go. They just know they want to go in the Carolinas, and some of them are looking for good deals, and they're buying with cash.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of the power in what I do. I would like to set up a time, though. When we get off here, I'm going to send you over my resume so that you can meet me on paper, but I'd like to come by maybe Saturday around 4 o'clock, and I'm assuming I'll have to coordinate that with Stephanie.
Yeah.
So I can see the place. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't see that would be a problem. I myself, I have to work the evening shift that day, so I would not be available. But Stephanie could, of course, show you the property and show you what they plan on doing and what they've done so far.
Okay. And I see all of these photos look like they're from 2019 when the house was listed the last time. Do you anticipate getting some new photos for the place and getting them in here, or probably not yet? They're still in the middle of projects.
I mean, we could get some pictures. Really, the only, let's see, so whole house needs painting.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
interior. The previous owners didn't do squat.
Oh, yeah.
To prep it for the new move-in. When my friend moved in, she had to clean it from top to bottom.
Oh,
And yeah, and so it was almost like an as-is kind of situation.
yeah.
So, you know, and they had to get in it. And so they didn't at that time take the time to paint everything.
Right.
So as of now, that would be the biggest cosmetic issue is that the whole thing needs painting.
Mm-hmm.
The old bathroom, the tub is horrible. It needs to be replaced.
Gotcha.
So, but it would look better. I'm hoping in the next month they can get that bathroom done.
Yeah.
And then we can get some pictures. But at the same time, we're willing and understand that if it's sold before those improvements are made, obviously we're going to get a lesser amount.
Right.
So, but of course, the more we can get for it, the better. It's just whether or not we can get stuff done.
Yeah.
And I work a lot of hours. I'm not on hand to be able to help much. And her husband is a long distance truck driver. He's gone all week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so there's just not a whole lot of time for him to get much done
right
on the weekends and spend any time with the kids and Stephanie. So it's a little bit of a catch-22 there, because then, you know, because Michael can do a lot of things himself.
Right.
And for the stuff that he can't do, I have family members and friends that do that kind of work that could jump in and help if we have the money. But that's also part of the problem is, you know, we're a little cash poor.
Right. Aren't we all? I mean, walk in the grocery store, they'll take every penny you own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess the best thing would be for you to come and look at it, tell them, you know,
yes, ma'am.
Really would just have to be done to get it, you know, sell ready quickly.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Okay, so I'm going to pencil them in for Saturday at 4 o'clock. I'll shoot Stephanie a text and just make sure that'll work for them as well. When I come, I'll bring the active comps in the area that they're going to be in a foot race with to the finish line, so that we can see kind of how they're positioned in the market and if the price makes sense.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of go from there. We'll lean on me. Right, because I do this all the time, and I don't mind helping you. If somebody comes in with an offer or whatnot, and you guys want me to look over it, because, you know, I sell a lot of these things. I've sold over 50 houses this year. So I don't mind, you know, being there for you guys to kind of bounce stuff off of, to see if it makes sense, if there's any, you know, pitfalls or anything like that in what you're looking at. So
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any questions for me?
Not at the moment. It's just like this has been building up for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
They've been unhappy basically since school started because of how terribly it's been going for their oldest kid. And there was recently another big episode of issues. The school will do nothing about it. The school does nothing. The sheriff will do nothing.
Wow.
Guns, let's put it this way, guns have been threatened and they do nothing.
Wow. That is scary, because that tends to turn into some craziness.
And they just
well,
like I said, it's a good neighborhood for an older, settled couple maybe, but it's just not good for their kids. And so that's just where we're at now. We just want out of there, and if we can get out and not owe anything, ideally if we can get out with a little bit of profit, to help them out and to, you know, and get them get them into another place. Well, and that's the balancing act.
Exactly.
I don't think I can put an offer on another house until this one sells.
Well, you can put an offer in on another house, but we should probably have this one at least listed on the market before you put that offer in, because as a listing agent, when I get offers that come to me that are contingent, I'm looking at several things. One of them is that it's on the market listed by another agent. That's important. And then I want to have a conversation with that agent to see, okay, how is the property priced? What comparables did you use to come up with that price? What kind of marketing are you doing to get the property sold? Because I want to have an idea of, okay, I'll potentially accept this offer with this contingency, but I want to be comfortable that this house is going to sell in the period of time for the contract. So you can still put an offer in. You can't close on another one on a VA loan until this one's sold.
Okay.
So, but you know, right now we're at the tail end of our selling season. So things are going to start slowing down as we get into October, November, where the buyers are relaxing and they're just enjoying their holidays and not necessarily, you know, beating the bushes quite as hard to pick up property. So if you guys get into a hurry, I can move fairly quickly, getting the thing up on the MLS and you know, ushering some buyers in. But it just depends on you guys, you know, what your pace is and your needs.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good. Now, Stephanie's mother is a real estate agent, so she would be our Virginia contact.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
She would be the one finding them the house in Virginia.
Yes.
Perfect.
And she has been made aware that, you know, we're going to start looking soon.
Yeah.
So now we'll just let her know, okay, time to start hustling and finding my farm girl her chicken spot.
Right. And also the other thing about that, if they don't want to do the repairs, the painting and whatever, like this one that I just sold in one day was an as-is property.
Okay.
Needed a bunch of repairs, and I was able to get it under contract in 14 hours. So it is still possible to say, you know what, let's wash our hands of this. We'll knock, you know, 10,000 off of the price, 5,000, whatever that number is, you know, off of the price for these repairs. And then we'll, you know, sell the thing as is and get it gone. An investor will scoop this up in a heartbeat and turn it into a rental. No question.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Well, I will let Stephanie know that you and I spoke.
Okay.
And tell her to tell her mom to start hunting.
Yeah, sounds good.
See what we can find in the area that we want to be in and go from there.
All right. And then I will see Stephanie, and I'm assuming hubby, he's in on the weekends, right?
He should be. As far as I know, that's the thing too. He was just changing jobs recently.
Oh.
Because so that he could be home at night.
Right.
And that local job ended up messing him up. You know, they gave him a truck that broke down.
Yeah.
And he didn't work for a couple of days, and it was just these people can't catch a break. One thing after another.
Well, I tell you what, God doesn't put anything on our shoulders that we can't carry.
Right. Well, I've heard that, but I've heard also, I wish he didn't trust me so much.
That's right. That's right. Oh, that is right. That is funny. All right. Well, Amy, I've thoroughly enjoyed speaking with you today. I appreciate you taking the time out. I will send that email over to you here in a few moments, and you'll be able to kind of meet me on paper. And then I'll see Stephanie roughly 4 o'clock on Saturday, as long as that still works for her.
All right. If it doesn't, I will get back with you and work out a different time.
Sounds good, ma'am. Thank you much. Have a great day.
You too.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
All right. There we go. 2 days on Zillow, and what a story. You know, like, I need a friend like this, a friend that's going to go buy a house for me on her credit, and I pay the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? That's putting a lot of faith in your friend, but you know, there are friends out there like that. So good on her, good on Stephanie. What a neat story. And they are desperate to get out of this house. Sooner the better is what she said. As fast as possible, they want to get out of this house. And why not? Like, I put in a little plug there on how I got that property sold in a day, and it's true. That's the absolute truth. So what a great call. And just to recap, I had four pages, 4 FSBOs that I was reaching out to. Out of those 4 FSBOs, not a one of them answered the phone. I did first name and a question mark, and I had 3 respond to that. 1 conversation, right, which went well. This is going to be a listing for me. I have 0 doubt about this one. I would be shocked if I didn't pick this up as a listing, probably immediately. But we'll see. Even if it's not immediately, even if it's a month, 2 months down the road, it's okay. That's fine too. We'll do it a month, 2 months down the road. But and I've got 2 more that are going to be calling me. Josh is going to call me when he is because he's working a shutdown. So I'm assuming he works at a plant, factory, something like that, and they're doing a shutdown. So he's seriously unavailable to sell his house. And Sheila is going to call me once she gets out of her meeting. So we'll have to touch on those when we get back. But I sat down and did, I don't even know how long the recording has been going, 30 minutes worth of calls. And I have a solid shot at picking up a listing off of that appointment that is 2 days from now. Today's Thursday. I set that appointment for Saturday. I'm getting ready to send my resume over to Amy. And by all accounts, that should be my listing. So hope you guys enjoyed it. This is how my workflow goes. When I get in these calls, this is, is it the most efficient thing ever? Am I pumping out 100 phone calls in an hour? When I was circle prospecting, that's what I did, right? We'd pump out 100 calls in an hour. I'd have 100, 100 numbers dialed in an hour, whatever, using a dialer. This, I'm more going for having these quality conversations and getting business. Like this is a lead that's mine to lose at this point. So I made 4 calls. Well, 5 if you count. I called Stephanie and then turned around, found Amy's number and called Amy. So 5 phone calls. I picked up 1 solid lead and an appointment. And I've got 2 more people that are going to call me back. So we'll see how it goes. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to explore what I do, like if you want to come into my Zoom room and hang out with me and make calls with me, you can. You would just comment below, and I'll send you over the Zoom link. You can come right in my Zoom room. You can hang out. You can make calls with me. I'll work with you directly. Doesn't even cost you anything. I teach for free. It doesn't matter. If you're considering a brokerage change and you want to talk about what joining my team would look like, would love to have you do that as well. So whatever, if that's something you want to do, comment below and I'll reach out to you and we'll start that conversation. Hope you guys are crushing it. Let's kill the end of 2023, right? September, we're in September 21st now. From September to December, I made a task for myself to pick up 30 listings, right? I've picked up 4 so far in the last 2 weeks. Let's go. Let's get more.